welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, joined by Nick beside me, Brian down below. And today is a good lesson that even the good teams can have clunkers against pretty bad teams. The Jays are currently letting everybody down.
Selling.
As a Jays fan, I apologize, but sadly, those nights are going to have, or days are going to happen. But we have some good games tonight. There's some great games that we're going to go over. And we will jump right into the first matchup here. The Washington Nationals plus 175 are going to Miami minus 210, a total of 7.5 on this one. Yesterday, I was on Miami first 5 run line. I believe it was 10-0 in like the fourth. And I didn't really have to worry about that run line bet. I'm not expecting it to be as easy today, but I'm going right back to it here, Miami. Apparently, they had a closed door player meeting, kind of discussing how bad they were playing and how they're losing and stuff. So, obviously, they come out with a big, huge win against Washington yesterday. And Miami is actually 6-1 against Washington this year. So they played very good against this Nationals team. I think we keeps continuing here tonight. Alcantara is on the mound. I've been backing him his last 4 starts, and he's won in his last 3 games. He's given up 1 earned run in his last 3 games. He has 4 walks in those 3 games, 29 strikeouts, 3 wins. He's gone 7 innings, 8 innings, 9 innings, 3 hits, 4 hits, 6 hits. He's just basically done exactly what you could possibly ask for. You couldn't really ask for anything more. And on the other side, it's Josiah Gray. He's actually 6-4 on the year. He's actually winning some games, and his last 2 games have been good against Cincinnati, Colorado, giving up 1 earned run in each game. Before that, not so good. So he is off 2 good starts, but I don't expect that to continue against this Miami team that is currently hitting, especially against righties, being number 4 in the league. They actually may have moved up probably since yesterday's big game. They probably actually moved up, but very good against righties, and with Alcantara on the mound. Got it back. Miami, first 5, -0.5, -120, and the full game run line plus 105. Nick, Nationals, Marlins. What do you think here?
Yeah, I was on that Marlins play yesterday as well. What a sweat that was. Jeez, what was it? 10, yeah, that 10-0, 12-0. I think it finished like 13-4, something like that. But yeah, I'm right back on the fish today. I got him first 5 full game run line. And what we've seen out of the Marlins here, honestly, when you look at Alcantara and Lopez, and now Cabrera's in the mix, if Rogers can start to pitch well, this team could have arguably the best young rotation in baseball, which could be exciting to watch. So you got to keep an eye out for this Marlins team. I think they're going to become a bet on team now. And I'm going to be right back on them today. First 5 and full game run lines here at the Fish.
All right, we're in agreement. Bryant, are all 3 of us on the same side here?
I like the full game. I like the full game Marlins win. I'm kind of iffy about this run line. I just woke up today with a bad feeling when I saw the game. Not because I don't think the Marlins win the game. It's just, I don't know. I'm getting some bad energy from just when I was looking at some things. Ultimately, my play in this game, I'm going to go with the over 7.5. I think that Washington Nationals bullpen is garbage, steaming garbage, to be honest. And I think that we get quite a few runs from the Marlins here, probably 6 or 7, maybe not 10, 12 like they got last night. I think Gray's going to put up a little bit better of a fight. I could be wrong. He's had some blow up starts, so but ultimately, I think that's just too low involving the Nationals in any way, shape, or form. Alcantara is going to get his. He's a good pitcher. He's going to be in the All-Star game. But ultimately, I just think that, even if he goes 6, I think that he'll float a fastball over the plate, and someone like Soto, Bell, maybe Blubin blast it. I think that's 2 runs right there. Maybe a good start for him would be 6 or 7 innings, 2 runs, and I think the Marlins will do the rest of the heavy lifting for us, and it'll get us over at -115. I just like that play much more than I like the full game run line. The Marlins haven't been consistent enough for me to like get behind them back-to-back nights there. In that regard, and like I said, I just had a weird feeling about it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm cool. But if the over 7.5 cashes, you guys get your run lines. We all walk away happy, and yeah. So,
all right. We'll go on to the second game here. The Yankees -175 are in Minnesota +155, a total of 9. In this one, I faded the Twins yesterday, and it went very well. My best bet, Toronto and the New York Yankees, both on the money line, cashed +144. The Yankees have just been playing really well this year. All year long, basically, they've been playing well. And against this Minnesota team, for some reason, the Yankees just play well against Minnesota. Some teams have that team where they're just really good against that certain team. And for Minnesota, when they go to sleep, they have nightmares about this Yankees team from playoffs, from regular season, from a long time. Today on the mound, we have the Yankees' best pitcher this year so far, Nestor Cortez, 5-1 with a 1.50 ERA. He's just been amazing for the Yankees. On the other side, Chris Archer for the Twins. He's pitched in 11 games and has yet to get a win. Still searching for his first win of the season. He's 0-2 in the year, a bunch of no decisions. He's not pitching horribly, but he's just not really getting any run support and not getting any victories. And unfortunately for him, I do think that he will have to wait longer for his first win. Yankees first 5 -0.5. I got a -115. I went big on that play. And also Yankees full game run line -110. Any Aaron Judge prop, Judge props are perfect right now. He's slamming the ball, so I won't talk to anybody off that either. But the Yankees here, I think they keep going with their winning that they've been doing. Nick, Yankees and Twins, what do you think here?
Yeah, I ended up doubling up on the Yankees yesterday. They came through for me, and I'm right back on it today. First 5 full game run lines. Obviously, just the massive pitching advantage with one of the top 3 Cy Young favorites right now. Actually, top 2 with him and Verlander are the top 2 betting favorites for the Cy Young so far this year. So definitely a nice little surprise there for the Yankees having a Nestor Cortez being a Cy Young level pitcher this year. So definitely a huge positive for them there. But I'm going to look to back them here again. I got them first 5 in full game run lines here. I just think the Yankees have the better overall lineup at the moment. I'm expecting the Twins to start to come back down to earth. I think in a couple of days would be a good time to maybe if you can get even money or -105 for the White Sox to win that division. I do think the Twins are not going to be one of those teams that will compete for the division, or they will come back down to earth. So there's another little side bet there, but I definitely think the Yankees take care of business tonight.
All right. I agreed with most of what you said there until the end about the Twins not competing for the playoff spot. I think they're very much.
They will, but the White Sox are still the better overall team there, and I expect a little bit of a shift here coming up.
Yeah. Bryant, Yankees and Twins. What do you think here?
The numbers 116 and 47 are really all you really need to know. That's the Yankees record against the Twins since the year 2000. And that's in regular season playoffs. This is always a fun time of the year when we play the Twins because like the shift in how like Minnesota media like talks about whatever sport is going on when they play the Yankees. It's funny to me. Last night was just another example. Two batters into the game, Judge hits a 2-run bomb to continue his assault on the AL MVP race. Ultimately, the game something was weird. Tyon just couldn't hold a 2-run lead to save his life last night. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's been pitching pretty well, all things considered, over the course of the season. And his offense picked him up late. Rizzo hit the 3-run bomb, cashed the run line for everyone. We all go home happy. I looked at what happened tonight, man. Chris Archer is no longer the Tampa Bay Chris Archer. He's not even the Pirates Chris Archer. I just don't see it. What's up, Richie? I've got the Yankees. I'm laddering a lot of things with the Yankees tonight, so bear with me here. I've got the Yankees money line in a couple parlays. I've got the Yankees run line minus 115. I've also got the Yankees F5 run line minus 135, and I think the Yankees get 5 runs. It's over 4.5 for the team total at minus 135. I got it on my book. I like all of those. I do. It's a psychological thing at this point, but it's not really all that psychological when you look over the course of the teams. When you talk about the Yankees and Twins over the years, they just flat out have been a better team, and I look for that to continue now. The Yankees are just rolling. There's really no need to get out in front. As Nick said, we have one of the top Cy Young candidates in the American League on the mound. He's pitched fine away from it's not, sometimes you got to be worried about things like that. Like, okay, guys really good at home. Cortez went to the Trop, absolutely shoved last week. Did it back home again this past week. And it's the Yankees really here. I really think you can find value on any of those. But yeah, it's the Yankees all the way tonight, and pretty confident in it as well. So,
all right, so we all like the Yankees. To Nathan's comment here, I agree. I actually agree. If a healthy White Sox team would win the division, but I don't know about gonna because we don't really know for sure that they're gonna. With injuries, you never know what's gonna happen. So.
I think what he's trying to get at is the only way the Twins win that division is if the White Sox are not healthy.
Well,
which is
I'm not going to say that. That's not what I said. But if the White Sox don't get fully healthy, we don't know what's going to happen, right? Any team could get injuries at any moment. Every team does get injuries, and it could definitely derail a season and change things.
I would also add that I think the White Sox also probably need another starting pitcher. I agree. Everyone. I agree with everyone. They're saying that the healthy White Sox probably wins the division. But like, even with them being healthy, I don't trust their pitching staff all that much. Cease is very hit or miss right now. Giolito got lit up. I don't know. I'm with Nick though. If I'm gonna make a bet on the division race, I would do it now.
Take minus 105, which I believe they were minus 250 before the year started.
Yeah. I would take it now. But I ultimately think that it's gonna be something that's not gonna be decided until September. It's not gonna be.
Yeah. I wasn't saying that the White Sox are going to run away at this division. I was just saying that at minus 105, I think that would be a great price for the White Sox.
Yeah, especially given how they've looked so far. Yes.
Yeah.
That division is kind of scary to really put much money onto as a division, I think.
Oh, yes.
It's not a good division. Better spots. But we will go on here to the next game. The Dodgers heading into Chicago again to face the White Sox, who we were just talking about. Minus 175 for the Dodgers. plus 155 for the White Sox, a total of 8.5. The White Sox, I was wrong yesterday. I'll be completely open and honest. I was wrong with the Dodgers yesterday. And now they've lost 3 in a row. And they're facing the White Sox again. The White Sox looking for their first extended winning streak for, I think, a couple months here. Cueto started off the year really well. He was pitching really well. His last 2 starts, though, both losses, 6 innings in both against Toronto and the Cubs. 7 hits against Toronto, 9 hits against the Cubs. 3 earned runs against Toronto, 5 earned runs against the Cubs. 3 walks against the Cubs, 7 strikeouts both games. On the other side, a surprise for the Dodgers, I would think. I didn't expect at the beginning of the year that one of their best pitchers would be Tony Gonsolin. He's 6-0 on the year with a 1.59 ERA. He's won his last 2 games against the Mets and Arizona, going 6 innings both games, giving up 2 earned runs against Arizona, nothing against the Mets, 1 walk in the 2 games, 6 hits in the 2 games. He's pitched very well. I see value with the White Sox on the number, plus 155. Obviously, if you look at yesterday to today, the price changed a lot. Probably, obviously, because Gonsolin is on the mound. So I do like the Dodgers to win, but I don't have them on the run line. I do have their money line in a couple parlays, which I'll get to in last pitch. But I just didn't overly trust them to take them on the run line here. I do expect them to bounce back, but not overly confident in this one. Nick, Dodgers, White Sox. Do you think the Dodgers bounce back today?
Yeah. And the price did change because it's Tony Gonsolin. It's not Mitch White, which Mitch White's not someone I'm particularly looking to back with the Dodgers because you're getting a mediocre pitcher with a Dodger price tag usually when he's on the mound. And also on the other side, Michael Kopech yesterday is arguably the White Sox best pitcher at the moment. So, yeah, I'm glad I stayed off the landmine that was the Dodgers yesterday. But yeah, I'm on the Dodgers today. Tony Gonsolin is someone that I've been backing for well over a season now. I remember backing him a decent amount last year, made some money with him last year and made some money with him early this year as well. And then I'm going right back to him today. Tony Gonsolin is someone I've liked for a while. And I think that he's going to have another decent outing. And if he gets enough innings pitched, I think next year we can probably take a long shot with him to win the Cy Young. Like, I think Tony Gonsolin has high potential, especially on the Dodgers, because if you're looking for futures like that, usually you want to look at pitchers that are on good teams, and Tony Gonsolin definitely checks that box playing for the Dodgers. So I do like Gonsolin an awful lot. I do have them first 5 in full game run line today.
All right. When do we see this Dodgers team regress? Because they just seem like they're so overly.
This team's going to win 100 games. Yes. I don't think we see them regress. They're going to win over 100
No, but I don't mean like this year, but I mean like how, like, what are we here? Like, are they going to be like this for 10 years? Like, this team just seems to always.
Yeah, why not? When you have that much money, you should be like this.
Yeah.
Bryant, what do you think? Dodgers, White Sox?
Yeah, to that question real quick. The Dodgers are playing and operating like the 2000 Yankees were.
Yeah.
I say this as someone who grew up in New York City and was a fan of said Yankees when that was happening. They just relentless, man. Like they'll win 110 games and then they will go there. They will go out the following season and not be satisfied. A lot of times you see teams win that many games and like, all right, well, this is clear our core. We can't get any better than this. And they just don't operate like that, which is why I see at the trade deadline, I see them going to try and poach a serious pitcher from someone. Like they will fork up whatever needs to go get
a Juan Soto.
Yeah. Or yes, either one. That's just how they operate now. And it's why to answer your question, Terry, I just don't see, as long as that management team is there, they're not going to regress, man. They've got young talent in there. They develop guys really well in their farm system, and they just fork up money wherever is necessary to fill holes. They got Freddie Freeman, who's playing solidly. They got Mookie still. He looked horrible at the beginning, and then he came around. Now he's batting 299. He's back in the NL MVP race. So they're gonna stay here until someone dethrones them. And the only team I really think in the entire NL that can do it is the Mets, because they have the money as well now. But to that point, it's the Dodgers tonight. Gonsolin he's been pitching lights out. All his numbers look excellent when you look at it. He's got a 1.55 ERA. His WHIP is 0.72. He's got a K rate of 30%. His walks per 9 are only at 2.48. All of his Sierra, FIP, BABIP, all of those on the green. The dude's he's a horse right now. He's a horse. He's a good pitcher to back. I was really upset last night with the Dodgers, considering they got blanked by the White Sox, and they had some chances. I'm not mad. Kopech's been a good pitcher. I think we've talked about this on the show as a collective before. He's going to be a guy that in a couple of years we will be, trying to pencil him in for long shots for Cy Youngs as well. The kid's just good, man. He's just really, really good. And so there's nothing taken away. I honestly don't, because of that, I don't feel bad that, okay, we got screwed on the Dodgers last night. But tonight, I feel much better about the pick as a whole. There's no bullpen game. You have a proven starter. And I think Gonsolin is very much the better pitcher here. And I like the Dodgers on the F5 run line. I got it at minus 125. And I am going with the Dodgers team total over 4.5 at minus 120. I think they get to Cueto today. They oddly enough, despite the fact that I think they have the third best record in the entire MLB, they haven't hit that stride like the Yankees have hit or like the Mets have hit yet. And it's coming. It's inevitable. So I don't know when it starts, but you might as well get ready for it when they reel off 9-10 straight and they've beaten people over the head by 3.5 runs a game. So it's just one of those things. And they got Kershaw coming back this weekend as well. So that takes away one of those crappy
Mitch White.
Yeah, they get that basically gets rid of Mitch White. Pitching every 5 days for him. He did well, all things considered.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you look at it's only one game, obviously, his last game. But
yeah, but I would take the guy who's probably going to be one of the very few starting pitching candidates for the Hall of Fame when he retires. I'll take him every day over Mitch White. I don't care how old Clayton Kershaw is. Yeah, so it's the Dodgers for me tonight, and those are my 2 picks.
All right. Do you dare touch an NBA game? We will actually be getting to the NBA game shortly, and I'll let you know. One other question that I was going to ask here, or one other comment. It sounds like Ryu is going to be out for a long time for the Blue Jays. So yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, like the Dodgers, if the Jays go and try to look for a pitcher. And I'm wondering, I know it's going to be his first start here in a couple days. But what about Strasburg from Washington?
I wouldn't.
No,
I personally wouldn't.
You can't take a injury.
You can't take somebody right off of Tommy John, expect him to help you compete.
Well, I'm not saying go and get him like now, but I'm saying like maybe see how he goes.
There are
things go.
15, 20 pitchers I'd rather have than Steven Strasburg.
I would, but my thing is this, right? So
that are available.
Point, yeah, no, I agree. And to that point, if you're going to go fork up prospects because you guys are in win now mode, why would you not just go get Frankie Montas from the A's? Why not? Like,
Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen.
Yeah, like why would you not just
maybe if Zach Gallen's available? Yeah,
Bruce Zimmerman.
Yeah,
like there's players out there that you can go and get that are much better than Strasburg with a huge question mark.
Well, I don't know if necessarily they'd be better than Strasburg, but hey, everybody has their opinion, and we'll definitely see.
They've shown me something this year, though, and Strasburg hasn't shown me anything. Plus, if you do get Strasburg, his innings are going to be very, very limited.
That's true.
So he might not even be able to pitch in the playoffs, like a couple years ago with the Nationals.
But I'm pretty sure some team will look at it. There'll be a team that will definitely look at him.
Yeah, absolutely they will.
Because
you're taking a huge risk. It's almost like when Vegas went out and got Jack Eichel, not knowing whether or not he'll be able to play.
Clip this right now. Watch the Mets go and get Strasburg.
Well, watch them do that, because that's exactly what the Mets need, is another injury-prone pitcher. That's exactly what the Mets need.
That's why I suggested it. But we'll go on to the next game. The Phillies, minus 135, are in Milwaukee, plus 115. A total of 8 in this one. The Phillies firing their manager, and they've won 5 games in a row. And now they're facing Milwaukee, a team that's lost 4 in a row. That's not really playing too well right now. Aaron Nola against Adrian Hauser here. I give the slight pitching edge probably here to Aaron Nola. Hasn't been his regular self this year, but 3-4 with a 3.92 ERA. Currently, how these two teams are playing right now, I think there's value with the Phillies. They're kind of, I guess, a wagon right now. We'll see how long that continues, but they have been successful, and I will back them here. I got them on the money line for minus 125, and I took them the full game money line. On this winning streak, obviously they've won 5 games in a row. Their bullpen has not blown it. Knock on wood. Knock on wood, they don't blow it today. Now that I'm taking the full game money line, but I like the Phillies here in this one. Nick, Phillies and Brewers. What do you think here?
Yeah, the red hot Phillies. Geez, winners of 5 straight, and yeah, I'm on them as well. They got Aaron Nola on the mound, which I'm seeing advantages in almost every stat against Adrian Hauser so far this year. Got a lot of green on his on the spreadsheet I use, and I got the Phillies in the first 5 in the full game run lines. I think that the Phillies will continue playing well, and they'll take care of business in this one. So I got the first 5 full game run line again.
All right. Everyone's probably wondering, Terry and Nick are on the same sides, and I know somehow, shockingly,
we'll disagree on everything tomorrow. Don't worry.
Somehow, shockingly, we are not against each other in anything today, which is very, very rare. Very rare that happens. But Bryant, Phillies and Brewers, what do you think on this one?
I'm going to hop on the train too. But I am. Let me state, I am not going full game with the Phillies. I will not do that. I have 2 plays here. I'm going to go with the Phillies minus a half for the first 5. I got it at minus 110. It's already locked in. And that's it. That is my play. Adrian Hauser is just not. He's not been having a good season so far. It's been really up and down. One thing of note, and I think it's the most important thing of note in this matchup, is the fact that Aaron Nola is very, very strong against lefties. He has a 167 batting average against in regards to lefties hitting him. And the Brewers have maybe one of the most lefty-leaning lineups in the entire MLB. I think Nola's still he's pitching pretty solidly. I think they just ride the momentum. He gives them a solid 7 innings. And Hauser just absolutely is not someone I'm willing to back, especially at that price like that. Personally, to that point, I just saw that comment about the over-under. I would personally stay away. My personal lean is that when it involves the Phillies, you always got to look at the over as a possibility with that bullpen. But I'm staying away, and I'm just going to go with the Phillies. They got the better offense. They have the better pitcher on the mound today. Let's hope that they show that through the first 5 innings, and you get in and you get out. That's all. That's all I can. That's all I can ask for, and I think that's really what everyone's going to be asking for as the season goes on with the Phillies, whether they stay hot like this or not. Like, can you guys compete for 5 innings and make me some money? So,
for sure. As Lance says, Brewers have cooled down. Yeah, I was
They
surprised at how
heated up
good
at
their
all?
offense was. Sorry?
They've heated up?
No, they were pretty good to start the season. They were hitting pretty well. But yes, as Nathan says, they can't hit lefties. That's they're good against righties, but not lefties. Lefty righty splits are really important in my handicapping. They're something I really look at. We'll go on to last pitch here, and I'll bring up the two baseball polls that I did on the Getting Wild with Terry and Friends Twitter for today. The first question I asked, which dog today is most likely to win? And I gave 4 options that I could. You can only unfortunately choose 4 options. So I chose 4 that I thought would kind of be similar here. 32% say St. Louis and 32% say Milwaukee. 20% say the Seattle Mariners and 16% say the New York Mets for dogs that could win today. And then we'll also scroll down here to the best run line that people should bet today. And sadly, they chose the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, who are letting everybody down right now. Still time left in that game, so it's not over. Miami only getting 6.7% in this one, and then the Yankees and the Dodgers tied 26.7%. I definitely like that Yankees run line.
I think I was the only one to vote for the Marlins there.
Oh, that was you? Okay, there we go.
that was me.
Well, we'll go on, as I said, to last pitch. The games that we did not discuss that I picked on. Seattle. Taking another stab here with Seattle. Money line plus 125. There's a pitching advantage, in my opinion, with Seattle. Gilbert or Quiddy, I'm not a fan of. He's got smashed by Seattle his last 2 games. Gilbert on the other side has pitched really well against Houston. So I look for the Seattle to get the upset here in this one. The only other baseball game that we did not go over that I have a pick in is Colorado and San Francisco. I'm taking the over 8.5, which I got for minus 120. You can also find 9 for plus 100 at a lot of books. But I saw the 8.5 for minus 120, and I decided to take that. No opinion on the side here. I could see Colorado getting the upset win here, but I don't want to back Sensatella. Wood, on the other hand, has not been good. Colorado's good against lefties. So I want to talk anybody off Colorado team total over as well. But I like the full game over 8.5. I want to talk anybody off over 9 as well. And parlays for games that haven't started. The Yankees, the Dodgers, and Philadelphia, plus 333, a boosted bet. And that is it for games that haven't started. Nick, for the rest of baseball, what do you like today?
Yeah, I'm rocking with those Mariners as well. I got them in the first 5 at plus 110. I like the first 5 under between the Guardians and the Rangers. We touched on all those. Padres, first 5 run line against the Mets. That's just a little bit of a fade of, or a back of Manaea, who I think has the pitching advantage, and also not having Alonso and Marte in the lineup is going to hurt the Mets as well. And then in that Giants game, I got the first 5 full game run lines with the Giants and the over 8.5 in that game as well.
All right. Bryant, last pitch. Anything else in baseball that you want to go over?
Yeah. I've been tearing my hair out all day about this Astros Mariners game. Ultimately, I think I just got to the point where I'm going to lean with the Stros on the money line. Urquidy's gotten lit up by the Astros this year, and Gilbert has, to that point, pitched pretty well against them. But Urquidy just looks like a better pitcher in total at home than he does anywhere else, regardless of team. And I think that's where I'm gonna put my money at, is on the Astros to win. It's -140. That's where I got it at. A couple other plays that I'm on. I'm gonna go with the Cubs F5 money line. That Cubs F5 money line is at -130. I got so screwed. I got duped yesterday by the books on that Keegan Thompson play. He was -128, and I was like, "There's no way the guy was 6-1, 2.99 ERA is -128 against an Orioles team that has a guy going who's got an ERA over 6." And Nick said this yesterday, and we were talking about it, but that was a setup. It was a clear sucker bet, and a lot of people fell for it.
I fell for it.
I know 5 people that took that play last night, and we were all just sitting there like, "What the hell?" That was a sucker bet, and shout out to Vegas, you got me. But I'm gonna go back to the Cubs tonight. I'm gonna play a little bit safer, just on the F5. I think Stroh is due for a better performance. He's pitched plenty of times in Baltimore, obviously being a former Blue Jay. I like them to bounce back, and their bullpen is honestly pretty sneaky good as well. So I mean, I don't think that there's too much that should stray you away from taking the full game money line. I just have a little bit more confidence in the Cubs tonight to scratch some runs across and to do well against Lyles than I did last night. So those are my plays in that game. I've got the Cardinals and the Rays over 7.5. That's my only play. I'm not too sure about Packy Naughton, and Kluber is Kluber. He's not the Cy Young guy that he once was. I think over 7.5 is ridiculous, considering that the Cardinals basically went with the bull. They threw their best 3 arms last night in that game that went to the 10th inning, and they ended up losing, which cost me my dog of the day and my best bet.
That was quite the game there too. I was sitting with a Rays run line ticket. I'm like, all right, this is over. I freaked out. Like I went crazy. Man. I was like, there's no freaking way that hit the way it did.
Occupancy, who's obviously been on the show a bunch of times, he literally said, "Yeah, no way the guy with 2 home runs."
Yeah, he has 2 out of 126 at bats home runs this year.
And then
guy hits a 3-run bomb.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But
never in doubt.
Burnt me too, Brian. We're on the same boat, so we both went down with the shit.
But I don't have a side in that. I'm just gonna go with the over. I just think that's the 2 pitchers did not add up to a total of 7.5 runs, all things considered. That's pretty much it for me in that regard. And my last other play, I've got 2 more. I've got the Guardians money line in a parlay, and I've got the Guardians team total over 3.5 at -125. I have no clue why Dane Dunning is getting that bit of a respect. In regards to a team total over 3.5, and that Rangers bullpen is not good at either. So I thought that was that was an easy auto bet for me. It's for the Guardians to get 4 runs over 9 innings against that Rangers pitching staff. And Bieber is Bieber. He's not striking out guys that he once was, but he's still pitching really well. I like him much better than I like Dunning here. As long as he can keep Marcus Semien at bay, who went nuclear yesterday. And then lastly, Braves money line in a parlay. It's a parlay piece for sure at -240. They got a better pitcher against a kid who's making his MLB debut. I've got the Braves -2.5. I got it at +135. But I mean, come on. The Braves are hitting. Acuna's back. The top 5 in that lineup is serious when they're on, and they're at home against a kid who's making his MLB debut, and it's the Athletics. That's a much better play to me than anything else in that game, honestly. But yeah, that's what I'm going to put. I got the Braves to win by 3, and I'm getting +135 on it. I would ideally like it to be like plus like 160, but it is what it is. That's just a sprinkle like half a unit on play and just watch for and hope for chaos from the Braves. But other than that, that's it. So
Are the Mets a bad bet today?
I'm not saying they're a bad bet, but I wouldn't say they're a good bet either.
yeah, that's too much. They losing Alonso and Marte is
I like the Padres a decent amount tonight.
yeah.
And that's coming from a Mets fan, by the way, which you got to learn when to fade your team sometimes. And I've made some money fading the Mets recently.
There we go. Spliff says Boston minus 3.5, which is a perfect segue. We are going over the basketball game. Golden State Warriors plus 135 on the money line, a 3.5 spread, are heading to Boston. Face the Celtics minus 155. They're the favored of the 3.5 spread, a total of 213.5, minus 110 each way. My instinct is to take Golden State. They've just been the better team over the years. But this Boston team seems to have something about them this year that I don't know. Like winning the first game in Golden State is pretty impressive. Getting a split and now coming home. I think this is probably a good spot for Boston here. I haven't got to anything yet, but my lean would be Boston minus 3.5 here. I think the Celtics will win game 3, but the Warriors may win game 4. This could be a back and forth series and could possibly end in 7, I think. Nick, Warriors and Celtics, what do you think of this one?
Celtics by double digits tonight. I think that this is a spot where they come back home. This is a team that plays really good defense. They've yet to lose back-to-back games against the spread during this postseason or straight up this postseason. So I definitely think the Celtics do win this game. And I think it's rather convincingly. I think that we see a 10, 15-point win for the Celtics. And we've seen this a lot with these games where there's a lot of blowouts in the NBA. So if you like the Celtics tonight, I wouldn't talk you off of laying 9.5, 10.5, 11.5 points, something like that for a big plus money score. I think the Celtics can take care of business in this game.
All right, and I didn't bring up the poll, but I did ask earlier on. 11 votes, so not a whole lot of votes, but hey, we're known for hockey. So next year, basketball is going to be a focus for sure. But 45.5% say take Golden State, 36.4% take Boston, and then the over and under split 9.1% on both. And this one, Bryant, what do you think here in Golden State and Boston?
Yeah, I only had one play, and then I started thinking about something as well, and I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add this too, but I agree. Boston is probably the more physical, longer end and the athletic team in that regard. But I think that there's something to be said about the fact that the Warriors are still the Warriors. I don't know what the outcome of this game is going to be. It's kind of really touch and go right now. But I do know one thing, and that is the Celtics have played pretty damn well following losses this entire season, this entire postseason. I look for that to continue. I told the guys this before the show. It's a pretty simple bet for me. I'm just going to come with the Celtics to come out first quarter and to cash this minus 1.5 spread. That's minus 115. I just like for them to come out and bring it to the Celtics or bring it to the Warriors early on. They lost in suspect fashion on this in game 2, and ultimately I think that you need guys like Tatum, Brown. You need the bench players like Pritchard and White and some of these other guys who could come off the bench for them. The supporting cast, they just got to play better. And there's an age-old adage in basketball that supporting and role players play better at home in basketball, and that's generally true. The shooting percentages usually go up more than anything else. Yeah. So for me, it's Boston -1.5. First quarter at -115, and my second play is I like Tatum over 5.5 assists at even money. He's been dropping the dimes off. He's had to do a little bit more playmaking than I think he probably even likes. But that's just because of the way Boston is or the Warriors have defended him. And I think over 5.5 assists is not asking for too much. Basically, I really just need, you can give me three or so in the first quarter, first half, I should say. We're well on our way to cashing that. I think that's a pretty solid bet, and that's one I'm gonna be locking in here right now, as well. That's Tatum over 5.5 assists at even money. So those are my plays for the game. Ultimately, if I had to pick a side tonight, to win the game outright, I think it's Boston, but I also wouldn't discount the fact that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond have all been in this position before. So, yeah.
All right.
Shout out to you, Spliff. That's pretty much all they've been doing. Sending two men at them, especially on those corner dribbles, any of that stuff. They've been hammering them there and doubling them, and he's made the right reads. And I think that's a big part of him growing up is him making the right reads right there. So, yeah, I agree with you.
Perfect. We'll jump into the best bet segment here, and we will start with dog of the day, as we always do. For me, dog of the day, Seattle Mariners. I like Seattle here. Nick, you're taking St. Louis Cardinals. Occupancy is taking the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Manny is taking Golden State Warriors in the NBA. Bryant, I think he may have just stepped away here for a second. So we'll come back to him. You're here.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think here for dog of the day? Any dogs?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with if I'm gonna hop in. Not that I'm too sold on it yet, but I am going to hop on. Where's it at? Oh man, I just missed it. I'm gonna hop in the Cardinals +122. I think that's the only play out of all the underdogs today for the rest of the slate that I like. It's the only one that really makes sense. I think maybe the Mariners possibility as well, and maybe the Diamondbacks considering they're going against Mike Minor. But I think out of those three teams, the Cardinals have the better offense, and they also have the better bullpen out of those teams as well. So I think that if anyone's gonna pull off an upset, it's gonna be the Cardinals tonight.
Oh, Cabana's getting the NFL talk started right away here early, saying Kansas City Chiefs will miss the playoffs. To bet that. That's very interesting. Honestly, I cannot wait for NFL. There's lots of people that I know that want to do NFL, so we will have some packed shows, and should be some fun. But we'll go on here to over or under. I am on a total today, one that I really like, and that is Colorado and San Francisco over 8.5. I really like runs in that game. So does Nick. You're also taking that as your over under.
Mm-hmm.
Occupancy is taking Washington and Miami over 8. He likes runs in that game. And Manny is going New York Yankees and Minnesota under 9 in this one. Bryant, I know you like that Washington Miami over. Are you going to choose that as your over under as well?
I'm actually going to flip the course, and I'm going to go with that Rays Cardinals over 7.5. Personally, I simply for the fact that Sandy Alcantara is not pitching in that game.
For me, it's hard to take an over with him. Just I don't know if I could do it, but
yeah. So it's like, all right, yeah, I think the game is going to be over in that Miami in that Miami Nats game, but I think I also like both those pitchers more than I like the pitchers in this Rays Cardinals game. I think more susceptible to giving up runs. And if I'm going to make that my show pick, I got to be a little bit more confident in, or less confident in the pitchers for this over to crack. So I'm gonna go with the ones that I don't trust as much, and that's the Cardinals and the Rays pitchers. So,
all right, and we'll move on along to best bets and best parlay pieces. For me, going full Yankees on both. I'm taking the Yankees first 5 minus a half, minus 120. I really did go back and forth on my best bet. I was going to parlay the Yankees first 5 money line with Miami first 5 money line, which I think is like plus 139. But if there's a push in one of the games, like if one of the games was tied, then the rule for the show is that it would be a push. So I just decided that I'm just going to go with the Yankees first 5 run line. I really like that, minus 120. And best parlay piece, Judge to get a hit. And if you're going to take that, you might as well bet him to get a home run because the way he's hitting the ball for the Yankees. Nick, your best bet, Miami minus 1.5, plus 105. And your best parlay piece is Miami money line. Occupancy is going Washington, Miami over 8 as his best bet, and also Miami money line as his parlay piece. Manny is taking the New York Yankees minus 1.5 as his best bet, and Philadelphia, Milwaukee first 5 under 4.5 as his parlay piece. Brian, what are you thinking here for best bet and best parlay piece? And we'll take a quick look at the standings here. You're currently leading best bets, best parlay piece, and dog of the day. But best bet kind of close there at the top. So we'll see if you can keep your lead here. What are you thinking for best bet?
yeah, my best bet for the night. I'm gonna keep it simple and go with my guys. Um, I'm gonna go with the Yankees. Um, the Yankees F5 run line. Um, I think there's a decided advantage between Nestor Cortez and Chris Archer right now. Um, yeah, it's pretty simple. You're getting a good price at it as well. It's the one pick that I feel the most confident in. So that's what I'm going to go with. And my parlay piece is just going to be the Braves. Braves money line. Let's keep it simple. I think they handle business tonight. They're the one team in the NL East that the Mets actually have to worry about. That's it. I think they're going to get hot, and that's going to be a fun race to watch as we head into September and stuff like that. Those Braves Mets games are going to be fun, and I think they're starting to round into shape. I think that they could be a sneaky team that could also compete or ask for and look for a starter as well. But yeah, it's the Braves. They're going against a kid who's making his MLB debut. He's not really highly regarded either, considering that they sent all those prospects away at this point. So, yeah, give me the Braves.
All right, and that is the show. Best luck to everybody tonight. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. And we'll see you again for another episode tomorrow, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. We'll have some baseball. We'll have an NHL playoff game. And we will see you tomorrow. Best luck tonight, guys, and have a good one.